Good morning. August 24th. My child's getting into something. We'll do that in a second.
I'm in here.
You are in here. Addictions medicate pain. Chuck Holton. Many of us are heroically trying to shake one or more addictions. Addictions and self-esteem, of course, are incompatible. But many of us find, even after we have broken a primary addiction, that our self-esteem doesn't soar as we expected it would. Thank you. The fact that the addiction itself is not the whole picture of the addictive life. After the addiction has been broken, we have to face our feelings. Now we must deal with reality without our crutch. Now we must come to grips with all the character defects that were hidden behind the addiction.
It's a slipper.
It is a slipper. The battle is not merely to arrest our addiction, but to arrest our fear of all of the repressed truths and hurts that were always there. The ongoing journey seems especially tough when all of the old shoulds crowd around I should be happier, I should be making faster progress, I should feel better about myself. But the only thing we really need to do is accept that once the addiction stops, the feelings start. Then the long walk begins, but so does the reward. To run from my pain is to create more pain. The only solution for me is to stand fast and fight it out. To run from my pain is to create more pain. The only solution for me is to stand fast and fight it out. This is fits along the lines of my learning to feel again after, and I had quit drinking years ago, and the feelings, I was so busy with survival when I was dealing with coming out of addiction, and surviving, living with somebody who wasn't dealing with their addictions appropriately, the mental, physical, emotional, and sexual abuse that were a part of that relationship, the short period of time where it looked like sobriety might be an idea that was possible when we had our child, I was pregnant and then we had our child, becoming a parent, accepting that I was going to have to be a single parent, but not actually going through with making my ex leave, all of that stuff. In the first couple of years after I stopped drinking, took on such importance in its busy work that I was still able to avoid the feeling thing and the pain from my past and the pain that I had caused myself, the pain that I had experienced, the pain from childhood that I didn't even deal with. I told my friend one day, I was like, why does childhood count? I mean, we got through it. It shouldn't count, but it does. It's all one thing. Life itself, I tell my clients all the time, the whole body is all one thing. When they say, oh, I can feel that in my toe when you're working by the shoulder, they're like, why? It's all one thing. Life is all one thing. To run from my pain is to create more pain. The only solution for me is to stand fast and fight it out. Yep, and I'm always super dramatic when I have to deal with my own pain or my own emotions. I don't want to. That's a part of my process, though. I act dramatic first, I don't like this. I don't want it. I don't like this at all. And then I accept. And I just sit around grumbling for a while. And then eventually.
Hey, look at this.
I see it. Eventually, Mommy finds herself moving on and just doing whatever has to be done in order to get through whatever is going on. To run from my pain is to create more pain. The only solution for me is to stand fast and fight it out. That's a lot of... To run from my pain is to create more pain. That's a lot of what addiction ends up becoming, is just running from the pain that you created. Or running from pain originally that maybe you didn't create. And then compounding it with pain that you did create through the addiction. And then returning to the addiction or the addiction or the addictive substance to help bury the pain that you created to deal with the pain that was created by somebody else's pain, usually, that they didn't deal with. And so I deal with my pain so that my son doesn't have to deal with my pain and then have his own pain that he ends up compounding. Like, it's a vicious cycle. It's why these things continue like that through families and generations. So there's still like more that I have to do, like more personal work that I have to do to recover from pain and trauma. It seems almost never ending. It's super annoying. But also, I have so much space in my life and things have settled down so much that I can do whatever I want at whatever pace I want in the process of dealing with my own issues and stuff. And then some days I kind of like feel like, I hear you. Oh, I see you. You did do it. Good job. And then some days it feels like, oh, am I done? Am I done? Am I done? And it actually feels like, oh, I think I don't have anything to work on. And then the next day something happens and I'm triggered and I'm like, ah, son of a bitch. Not yet. That's okay though. To run from my pain is to create more pain. The only solution is for me to stand fast and fight it. The only way out is through. And that goes for like all of us where we are as a species right now too. We're in a really weird time in the world and everybody's acting crazy. And a lot of people are concerned about what happens next in the future. I've got clients that, they're just so concerned. They have so much anxiety and depression, and it's stuff that can't be fixed or cured because it's not them. It's the whole world we live in, and I understand. Existential depression. That's my thing. That's where my depression comes from. It's not internal really anymore so much as it is that the world can be a terrible place, and it seems like it's getting worse. But it's not, actually. We're just more aware of it because of the media and high-speed internet and all of that. The only way out for all of us is through as a society and a species, and that's rough. But to run from our pain has and is just creating more pain. And the only solution is for all of us to stand fast. And not just fight it out, but just deal with it. Only way out is through. There are a lot of people who want to deny the horrible things that have happened because of global colonization and white supremacy. Stop. Because of global colonization and white supremacy, they want to act like, well, the world, we have all this technology, and we have all this advancement, and we have all these great things, and so shouldn't that be good enough? And it is really good. And also, in order for us as a species to have gotten that thing, we have had to do horrible things to other human beings who don't fit within a certain aesthetic category, or whose lifestyles seemed primitive, so easy to take advantage of and exploit. Like, everything that we have has been gained through highly unethical means as a society and a species, and now all of the bad stuff that's happening is because we have to pay for it. But it doesn't have to. We don't have to lose it. Nobody actually has to lose anything, is the crazy part. We just have to acknowledge it. That's where people are having a really hard time, it seems, is just acknowledging that terrible things were done in the name of progress. And terrible things are trying to be done in the name of keeping the progress without acknowledging the terrible things that were done to get the progress. It's crazy. But, I mean, there's no way to stop it now. The ball's already rolling downhill. People are going to have to deal with it one way or another. So, the only way out is through, and to run from the pain is to create more pain. The only solution is for us to stand and fight it out. And not like literally fight it out with each other, but people are doing that anyway, so it is what it is. It's unfortunate. I am going to go get this super glue my baby just found. It's still in its packaging, so he can't get to it out of his hands. And we are going to go chill. I got to clean later, but I've got some meeting tonight, but it's a Monday, so I'm still off today. Tomorrow I go back to work. Start it all over again. It's going to be a good day.
It's my case.
He found his Paw Patrol socks. Have a good morning.
It's my motto.